Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining this SharePoint webinar with us this morning. I don't know if you just want to just send a quick comment so that we can confirm that you can all hear me loud and clear, hopefully. Looking good so far. Great. Okay, thanks. So it looks as though everybody's connected. Obviously, you've also demonstrated that you can use the commenting facility. So if anything crops up during the webinar, just drop us a message and we will pick that up as we go through. My name's Sarah Abel. I'm one of the account managers at Nexus. And I'm just really here to do a brief introduction to this webinar this morning. I'm going to hand you over in just a moment to Adriano Selmi, who, as you will have seen from the invite, is one of our SharePoint consultants, and he's going to deliver approximately 45 minutes on enterprise search. As it's a relatively short time slot that we've offered to you. I don't want to take up too much time, or really any time, giving you further PowerPoint with regards to who we are and what we do. I think the majority of people who have registered are aware of that anyway. But there will be an opportunity at the end for questions and answers, and then we'll also suggest some ways that you can contact us and work with us in the SharePoint arena. If hopefully we've caught your interest with something this morning. Okay, so I will now hand over to Adriano, and he will take you through this morning's topic.
Morning all, and thank you, Sarah, for the introduction, and welcome to the Enterprise Search webinar. Me giving you a bit more information just on search in SharePoint and generally how it can benefit your enterprise. Before I jump into that, I just want to give you a bit more information about myself. I'm a SharePoint consultant working for Nexus. I've been working with SharePoint for over 5 years now, and I'm part of the full lifecycle deployment with SharePoint Nexus. So my part deals with pre-sales of the customers and actually selling the product, deploying SharePoint, planning the environments, and then deploying the SharePoint, any sort of bespoke changes and development within for the companies as they request SharePoint, and also supporting after the fact with any support calls, any issues that arise, or any further development they want to make as they go along. The enterprise search has been given to us through my Business Critical SharePoint Solutions program. This is a program that gets passed out to all the Microsoft partners, and they give us specific and specialized training on these solutions, as it would be from Microsoft. These are aimed specifically at businesses to increase the usability of SharePoint and actually give good value to the company. Okay, see a slide right now just of the to Microsoft slide. Generally, bringing new connected systems, being able to make informed decisions. The biggest point is realized value, actually using these to increase productivity within your SharePoint environment, within the whole business environment. Some of the areas that are covered within the Business Critical SharePoint site are line of business connectivity systems. This is connecting any sort of external systems to SharePoint. Enterprise Search, which we're covering today, Power BI, and e-discovery, which we actually covered not too long ago. On to the Enterprise Search. Now, the search trends and challenges slide that I've got up over here is a good example of what businesses are currently dealing with in using Trademark Search. Microsoft SharePoint Search brings together a unified search. It's a single place to search for all your content across the whole business. Other challenges also exist in hybrid and cloud. Lots of companies are now moving directly into the cloud, and Office 365 has that inbuilt search functionality now set in there. But a lot of companies don't want to make the full jump, and often have file shares or hybridized systems. So we're able to connect up an Office 365 tenant to SharePoint on-premise sites that allows us to actually search on-premise information and surface it in the cloud. The next step is also evolving with the social. Microsoft's put a lot of effort and money into the social side of business. This has allowed people to work across companies regardless of hierarchy. So essentially working with the experts of the company to make sure that they are well informed, they get the correct information from the right people. And the enterprise search customer value, we'll be covering 3 areas: find, answer, and extend. These are essentially going to be our deep drill down points that we're going to be covering over the webinar. And Microsoft has invested heavily in search in the past several years. In 2013's release, they brought together SharePoint Search and Fast Search into a next-generation search engine that they consider the best of both worlds. The scale and power of the fast and the simplicity of manageability of SharePoint Search. But this release is by far more than just the best of both worlds. It's kind of a step ahead into the entire search industry. A bit of a background on Fast. I think prior to 2013, search engines were very much generally type in a term, and you would have an engine that runs around trying to find everything in the background. And when it came to business searches, the amount of content that was being produced and saved, the searches started taking up a lot more processing power, a lot more time, and wasn't very intuitive. A company developed Fast Search, which was the indexing abilities. Essentially, Search had its own SQL database, and every 15, 20 minutes, it would crawl all content that was specified and index the content. So when a user ran a search, it ran the search against the index, which was extremely fast, and it brought back a lot more information and a lot faster. A search in SharePoint 2013 and 365 focused not just on the technology, but the core belief that search should help users find what they're looking for and get answers to the questions they ask. This means doing far more than just searching the index, but requiring the development of an entire new experience dedicated to the user's intent. This can analyze users' interactions and have the flexibility to draw information from across the enterprise and even from the web. The search experience in SharePoint 2013 is beyond just a great user experience, as it will also allow anyone looking to leverage the extensible engine to build their own experiences that can benefit much of the richness that SharePoint provides. By this, I mean using the search technology to surface content on pages without actually having to use a query. For instance, a really good example of this is if people within your company publish content or create articles, search allows them to create these articles and store them anywhere they need to. And the markup, if there's a content type, if it's a specific article page, will be tagged by SharePoint. And then an internet homepage would have a search web part that looks specifically for those content types and any sort of metadata tag to it, attached to it. So, for instance, if it's a headline article, any headline articles will then automatically be displayed on the homepage, regardless of where it's saved. That means that people have to manage the homepage a lot less. The information gets surfaced, bubbled up automatically and instantaneously. All right, if we jump into the first section of find, as our slide suggests, get the right result tailored to you from anywhere. The heart of a search engine is its ability to get the results you're looking for. However, this can be hard to do because the right results differ based on who you are, your context, and even your previous actions in history. Out-of-the-box SharePoint was designed to help you find the right result, utilizing a combination of advanced relevancy algorithms, fast combined with an entirely new analysis engine that can drive better results on the user interaction. With the analysis, search is far more tuned in to what users are actually doing and what others have found successful. Today's information works produce huge amounts of or huge volumes of increasingly different types of content. And SharePoint provides out-of-the-box connectors to common enterprise repositories such as Lotus Notes and Documentum. You can even create and add new custom connectors to help bring the right content to the right user. This allows SharePoint to pull information from any source, and not just information stored within SharePoint, but information stored in other company systems, and even file shares. And like we said before, you can even pull back information from the internet. It really gives users that one single place to find information that they need. When a customer or company looks for a search solution, they're not just looking for, you're also looking about delivering a search index, a search box, and the end-to-end experience as the whole package that we need. And here's a look at SharePoint's search site collection and how it looks and how it works. Microsoft paid a huge amount of attention to make the search experience intuitive, engaging, easy to use. What you'll notice is that the true goal with the new and innovative experience is to surface the right information when you need it. You can see over here, we've surfaced PowerPoint presentations right at the top as the very first search. So the search term over here was green thermal deck. It immediately understood that deck could mean SharePoint presentations, PowerPoint presentations, and it's actually promoted those presentations to the top. We've got actual filters down the left-hand side, so these results can be filtered down the top filters, so you can provide these filters. Quite a few come out of the box, like the result types and the auto modifier right there at the beginning. The company one can be added in. Anything can be added in on the side over there, depending on the metadata tag. You add refiners for your company, depending on what type of information you store. Furthermore, as you can see, when somebody started typing in and actually looking at their previous search history, it provides some quick links directly to their previous searches. So already it's just a very intuitive and helpful experience. And ultimately, the goal is to get people the information they need as quickly as possible. And if you can do this without even showing a search result page, that's a win. In the background, so much is going on to show and surface these results and make sure that the right results are surfaced in an intuitive way to the right user. This is what makes this more than just a search engine or a search box. Microsoft really want to promote this as a unique experience. This experience is quite important because not all search results are the same, and not all searches should do the same thing. SharePoint gives or provides a great results search, but also provides the ability to do specific tasks such as finding expertise and people. Along the top, what you see, we have verticals, one saying everything, another saying people, another saying conversations, another saying videos. These verticals are actually changing the way the results appear on the front page and also where the information comes from. So everything will search everything, and the results will appear to the best bet. So a Word document will be displayed in a different way, a person's information will be displayed in a different way, the promoted results will come up in a different way. Whereas we switch, this is searching specifically along the people index and bringing back only information from people. But it's not just bringing back information on the person. This is bringing back information about the person and what they could do. The whole point of view is to be able to find experts and information. And this is where I mentioned earlier about being across the business as opposed to within the hierarchy, by being able to find the right people and the right information. Notice there's also a hover box. Every single search result will have its own hover panel, and these hover panels can be customized. Out of the box, the people one shows a lot of information already. It shows information about what people have worked on, what their interests are, what they're members of, and even direct document links to their information. Once you go refine this further down the side. I mean, personally, this people search tab has replaced almost every single company's phone book that we've worked on. Like whenever we want an internet project done, or an intranet project rather, and I said, well, one of our requirements is to have a phone directory where people can look up information. With this information, with the search side, this is automatically available out of the box. It comes with information of all the people, and you're able to search for person by name, by expertise, even what they're interested in. The nice thing is, if you've got a link installed, as you can see down next to the pictures, it even has link indicators. If you hover on those panels, you'll be able to call the person directly immediately. So there's a lot of information to be able to gain from it, and a lot of actions that can be taken directly from the search. SharePoint brings to the table many new ways to surface information, but that is only useful if the most relevant information is shown to the right user. Introduction of recommendations allows us to engage and surface new content, new connections to users who would otherwise have known they even existed. There is a slide of a person's My Site page, and there's a section where you can see all the people that you follow. On the right-hand side, we've got this section where it suggests people to follow. And that's the part that's actually producing that information based on what the person has searched before, who they're connected to, the departments they're in. So all that information comes in and automatically produces this result, and that's powered by the search engine. And the next section we're talking about is answer. Initially, we talked about finding the information. Now, producing an answer to the information that you're asking for. To understand your intent, visualize the result, and act on the results. For a great search experience, generally step one is finding the right information. And step two is answering the questions the person has actually asked. Answering the question isn't about matching keywords, it's about understanding the intent of a person's query. SharePoint 2013 searches form what should to what the user is doing and what others have found successful. Microsoft are keen to say that the search actually reads the user's mind, and I want to make it as feel as natural and intuitive to a person as possible. They really want to find an outcome for the user. Yeah. The next step is just to visualize this information for a person. Here you can see the example search for green thermal video. Immediately the top thing that you can notice is that the videos have been searched at the top. So immediately rules kicked in the background saying a person searched for a specific video and actually promotes the videos into the search screen. This is quite comfortable and also very helpful because it's not going to link directly to the video from there. You can actually play the within the search browser and look at the information. And then after the fact, you even change the display template to provide the further information. So we've got the second step down over there, which is conserves of thermal energy. It's provided extra links directly to information held within that site. So it's not just taking you to that thermal energy site, it's giving you the options to go to specific areas within that site. The search really tags up everything and brings up this information and allows you to show that across. Next thing is what's called document deep links. This is the ability to look through a document and figure out how it's been divided up. For example, if you look at a Word document, a title, a bigger font and underlined will be tagged, or even tagged as a section title, will get extracted by the engine, stored, the UX can quickly jump straight to it. So even if we're looking at specific documents, that's maybe got 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 pages, search will be able to pull out information from within the document, use those deep links to actually surface information. That way, when you click on that link, it jumps directly to that section within the document as opposed to just opening up the document. Now, this works for PowerPoint and Word documents. It's not just limited to videos and PPTs, or even as people, as you can see over here. SharePoint has the ability to pinpoint and surface the right answer with the out-of-the-box queries and rules, and its ability to allow business users to point and click and create their own rules that can trigger entirely new experiences. Once again, I think Microsoft is very much pointing us to point out that this is the difference between a search engine and a search experience. So an example of here is the green thermal expert, and it showed up the people who know about green thermal and PowerPoint presentations. One of the other verticals is the conversation section. As you can see over here, what we're doing is we're from all the discussion forums based within SharePoint. And in the hover box, we even display the best reply to that discussion. So the forum information is displayed, and it goes further down and brings out relevant information that people have marked up, and allows you to find that information that much faster. With Office documentation and the Office web app server, we get to interact with live preview documents. It makes that one step closer for the actions to. Difference if you open up, well, on this one we've got green thermal deck as the search again. It's brought back two PPTs. One's the green engineering principles, and the other one's green productivity methodology. If you're unsure which one's the right one, in the hover box you're actually able to jump through the actual text and slides to see which is the right one. You don't even have to open up the document, double check that you're using the right one. And that's available in Office 365 right out of the box with SharePoint Online. And with SharePoint on-premise, it would require the installation of the Office web app server and the licensing that goes with that. But there's those deep dives underneath the preview. You can see if they were just take a look inside, so that'll jump to all the different menus. And then the contextual actions at the bottom, where you're able to either share a copy with somebody, you can follow the document, or view the library, go directly to that whole library and check everything out. So it gives you the ability to take plenty of different actions as opposed to just opening the document. All of that in the preview there is customizable, and you can actually change that or copy that for other different parts and make it fit for your business. The drill down scenario here was to find the answer, the business requirements for today's information workers to produce so much information. Being able to find the correct answer and discover what they're looking for can be quite tricky. SharePoint provides that jump into that whole section and makes it very easy for users. The highlights of that would be to find what you're looking for, get the questions and the answers, and then act on the results is the big point. The next section we're looking at is extend. How to use this information, or how to use this search architecture and build great experiences, integrate it with the rest of the company, and actually manage and scale this. That's for the IT department. Because a lot of this information is built in and out of the box. And when you start using it within SharePoint, a lot of people are worried that IT can actually have to manage and take control and administrate this. And Microsoft have actually provided for that. So as the organization experiences the new search engine, it will be natural that you want to make more use of the rich capabilities and features across your enterprise. You may want to integrate it into external applications, or as results, you may find users are now using search more than ever and in different places, and you actually want to scale that out and give them more information. It's also important to know that the new core has been designed from the ground up to meet the diverse platform requirement. So for 2013, it wasn't just snapped together of all the old previous information. They rebuilt everything right from the bottom up so that it can work on-premise, in the cloud, or even in a hybrid setting. Well, here's a great example of the out-of-the-box experience for the video search. This allows us to visualize the information of the actual search. So this vertical we're using is the videos at the top, right next to conversation. And once again, it's got its own display template, looking at a specific type of content and visualizing in a way that's easy for people to use. So they can hover over the results and then play it within the actual preview pane. A lot of extra verticals can be added. These are the 4 that come directly out of the box. Within our company, we've actually added in one next to people called clients. It works exactly the same as the people search, but allows us to search through our client directory, and also brings up any sort of documents from clients and searches from their file shares. So if we're looking specifically for a client contact number, or a quote that we created for a client, or a scope document for deployment, it's very quick and easy for us to use our client vertical because we know where the information is coming from and how it's going to be displayed. And once again, just want to highlight that the previews can be and actually copied, and new ones can be created. Microsoft really want us to push out that SharePoint 2013 its new search core is a true extensible and scalable platform that can bring in both enterprise and external content, enrich it with its extensibility abilities, and surface it to the right user in any of them. You can design these around any information based held anywhere in the company and display it on any sort of platform, including mobile devices, tablets, allow for point and click. A lot of updates have been applied to allow for touch screen technology, so things like being able to touch on something to create a preview, or the hover panel, and then be able to go into information further from that point. All of these experiences can be customized and allow organizations to easily extend and build their own experiences through the RESTful's APIs. And we can surface this information in SharePoint. We even create a custom interface designed specifically for a different area, a different space. So it doesn't even have to be held in the SharePoint intranet platform. You can have your site at any point or on any device specifically. Well, the final piece of the puzzle is its flexible results framework, capable of supporting the rich out-of-the-box SharePoint experiences, as well as custom front ends. This is driven by query rules that help combine business rules with the user intent to drive a dynamic and engaging user experience. Doesn't use any custom code. You can create the query rules to help direct search results with the intent of the users. In a query rule, you specify conditions that will cause the rule to fire. You can see we've got a couple of examples up on the stage over here. The conditions and the action. So when a person searches for green energy, it's that specific result over there. The query matches the dictionary exactly. It's going to do that. The promoted results will be learn about all our green energy projects, and that will be displayed at the top of the search. And you can add in as many of these rules as you want. The nice thing is, as users start to use it a lot more, you'll be able to pick up on trend and what people are searching for, and say, oh, I find a lot of people constantly searching for the expenses form for the company. If anybody types in anything that has to do with expenses, the first result that you can promote right to the top is a document to fill out for expenses, along with the information, so any information that supports the document, plus the contact details for the HR person for the user that's actually contacting or doing the search. Promote this right to the top. Gives people the immediate ability to actually go through and find the information they're looking for, and plus act on it if they're unsure. So the drill down scenario we went through now was the extend, where search should understand what's important to users and create an experience that helps them to get their work done. IT has to provide these capabilities quicker with fewer resources than ever before. As noted, the highlights give the business the power to make the search relevant, allow IT to easily manage and scale, and build powerful new experiences. I mean, it's quite important that a lot of this gets done out of the box and then just gets left to run in the background. And then, as and when users need it, your IT administrators can actually roll out further information or further packages and make any sort of changes that they need as and when. There's no constant need to sit and watch and make sure that everything's working as it is working. All right, just a summary slide quickly for us, just to say, all right, the different areas that we went through. Finding the information, and this is down to the core engine being able to index information from anywhere within the enterprise, within the business. Answering the question, this is looking at the user themselves, the type of questions that they pose in search, how that can be interpreted, type of information they're looking for, and giving them the ability to actually action that information, take further actions by clicking on links, opening up document, previewing document, jumping to sections within those documents, and promoting the information. And then extending the architecture by allowing people to use this in different areas, different sections, so that they are used more by the company, that actually more fit for the company's purpose and fit within the business logic and processes within the company, and just generally work around the users in that company. If you're a bit more interested, I've got a couple of slides over here for the architecture overview. Give you a quick one, just have a look at this over here. I mean, you can see how everything's put together with the REST API, which does the search that sits with the 2013 platform. So look at the content sources at the bottom right over there. This can also be hooked up to the Exchange 2013 platform, which uses the exact same search engine now. So Exchange pulls the same information. You can hook that up to Outlook web app, so you can search through web app in Outlook and find all the information you need. E-Discovery, which is more of a legal site collection that helps people find anything that's needed for a discovery case, either a legal case or an internal investigation. The internet search with all our different various verticals. We can hook it up to the internet itself, and then any sort of custom apps or marketplace apps that are available through the SharePoint marketplace. And we'll connect in that way. Just another view of the actual architecture itself. Once we've got the core with everything coming in at it. The node runners, you see, are our little different bits and pieces that do all the analyzing and processing. This works before core when it actually processes all the information. Processing after the fact is looking at providing the information to users in different ways, and the analyzer is the point that looks at what they generally look for and how to provide that information to them better in the future. So every time somebody does a search, more is locked about them and how they're doing that actual search. UX stands for the user experience. Yeah, gives you a good idea of how everything comes together there. I've got just a quick demonstration. That's fine. What I can do is actually give you. All right, here we go. This is one of Microsoft's search. Over here. Now this is the Search Service Administration Center over here, just to give you an idea of what everything looks like in the background. Searchable items, so you can see all the amount of things we've crawled, how many crawls per minute it does, so the content over here. All the different databases are listed at the bottom. These are hooked in directly into the SQL database. With our content sources over here, we can add in extra content. At the moment, we've only got our local SharePoint results, but it's quite quick and easy to actually add in file shares and other areas that people want to be able to have a look at. Here we can add in websites, file shares, exchange public folders, line of business data, or any sort of custom repositories. And that allows you to detect how this information is stored. You can actually create schedules. Quite understandable that if you've got areas that contain lots of documents, say for instance a company file share that has several terabytes of data, you don't want that to be crawled every half an hour. One, because it's going to take a lot longer time to crawl that, and two, it's going to cause a load. You can schedule these in for once a day, once a week, a full crawl, and then we can set incremental crawls, which the information has to go along. A nice example I can quickly show you is on our own personal page. What we have over here are article pages and company blogs. This is all information that has been created within SharePoint, either in personal My sites or on team sites, and search. These are actual search web parts that display this information in specific ways. This one over here, the big one, is also a search web part, and what it's done is just showing top 3 results and completely goes through that. And it's all essentially little bits of search functionality stuck on the pages, bringing this information back. All right. That is our webinar for today.